Hello everyone, Mackie here. Well, it's been a long time. I mean, a really, really long time since I did a video. How long since I did a video? Like about a month ago? I think a month ago. Anyways, I do not want to keep you long, guys. So let's just talk about the LEC first. I'm not going to do all those roster mania changes because all these rosters are kind of stinky except G2. You want to know what that means? Go to LEC Woodoo for more information. Or the Summon Insight. I don't know what it is. But let's just talk about format changes, shall we? So, first off, we are going to be moved to a new studio. And by we, I mean the other people in the Europe. You're going to be guys moving in a new studio with Valorant. So you and Valorant are going to be having the same studio, which is going to be cool. I don't like the old LEC studio. It's just too big and too, clumsy and all this kind of stuff is squeezed. So having more people, more fans in an open air environment is cool. And I heard they got some streaming boxes, of course. Guess we're going to put the rat in. We're going to put the rat in, guys. Trust. So yeah, new studio, of course, and then of course a new format in the group stage. So let's just look at this. So it's gonna be like the same best of one format as I heard. It's going to be like the same best of one format from this. Top 8 teams go through and all this kind of stuff. But there is some cool changes. So here's the thing. First to 8, fourth to 5th, 2 to 7, 3 and 6. Kind of like March Madness kind of stuff. And then you got your double elimination bracket. 4 losers go down there. Oh, sorry. 4 losers go down here, and then 2 winners go up here, and then you got your losers bracket, of course, except, let's just look at the specific. This means that the teams, now listen, it said that these brackets have the same number of best of 3s and best of 5 series as before, with added repeated matchup projected for the lower bracket, which this means that the teams that have played against each other in the upper round 1 will not match against each other again in the lower round 2. So let's just throw G2 man lines. First round. Let's just go G2 man lines first round. Once you see G2 man lines first round, in this section, you cannot have these two sections. So you could have G2 versus Fnatic or G2 versus XL the next round, and then man lines have to play the other game. Kind of sounds simple enough. I kind of like it. It kind of feels like you don't get to see the same old boring matchups, predictable matchups every single time, like we see like G2 versus XL last summer. We'll speak to summer, of course, after that. But we're not going to get like one of those boring ass predictable matches as the Wazoo, which is kind of cool. I like this. I kind of like this. And it shows like get rid of the GSLs and put more emphasis on the bigger matches. So now like every single match feels like a playoff matchup, which is kind of cool. I kind of like it. So scheduling changes. Now this is the one complaint I have with scheduling changes. Like, you know, winter split done, you gotta wait for a week, and then summer split, and you gotta wait another week for season finals, and it kind of feels like a drag to me. It feels like a drag because it's like, you know, we want the matches now. We want immediate matches. We're in the time of, you know, immediate gratification. Your TikToks and your Facebooks and your Instagrams. We want the now stuff. We don't wait until like a week or such. So here's the scheduling changes. We're extending the break between winter and spring split, and the break between spring split and MSI by 1 week each. So to make sure that the teams and players have the well-being, you know, stuff. And on top of that, to keep the balance in, of course, we reduce the break between the summer split and the LEC season followed by 1 week. So, winter and spring split each got a week each. And then you got the springs, and then you got spring split, and then the MSI, which is a week each, to make sure that the teams and players will be pretty much itself. I don't know if the reducing of the break week from winter and split and then split to MSI would be huge, but the reducing of the week between spring and summer would be LEC finals would be huge. I think that'll be huge for them because we're gonna get like the serious matches getting away. Summer split is over, and then now we're getting to the big part, which is actually cool. But I think, you know, well-being and all these players are gonna be important, so I understand that. But I do not want them to grind them that hard, especially go to jail, I guess. And then of course we have to start our first game at 5 p.m. CET. Now if you don't know like time zones and everybody else, 5 p.m. CET as of now when the daylight savings hour is probably like 11 a.m. So that sounds good for everyone. That sounds good for the East Coast people. That probably sounds good for like, you know, East Coast, West Coast people who has to wake up at 8 a.m. So it's like 8 a.m. West Coast, 11 a.m. Eastern time, and then you got some European people watching. I think that's kind of like, okay. I mean, Western people like Dom's gonna wake up and eat LEC for breakfast. That's cool. That's cool. I like that. That's kind of okay. Championship points. Okay, this is the one thing I can't complain about. Now I think there's one thing that people complain about is that you got the winter and spring being the same, and then the summer got like the big thing, and it kind of like muddled the whole thing. So we of course they'll be like changing the point system, of course, and further importance of the spring split, and allocated the points from the fifth and sixth and the seventh and eighth finishers for the split, which ranges the stakes. So let's look at the split points. Probably you got the same winter split points for like the winter split 120, 100, 100, 80, 60, 45 points, and then 30 points. And then you got spring, which increases a bit, which is huge 145, 120, 95, 70, 55, each, and then 35. And then summer, which is the big points 180, 150, 120, 90, 65, 65, 45, 45, and then no points for 90 and 10. I said that it's good. I said it makes the every single split feels important. It makes the whole split feels important. It makes it like winter kind of feels like the start, and then spring is kind of like okay, the kind of middle, and now summer, and everybody wants to ramp up in summer. And by having added additional points, you are making this situation even more further. So I like that change. I kind of like that change, increasing the championship points to make it more incredible. Finally, the season qualification. Well, not the finally season qualification, but finally in the format tournaments. And then we are putting more emphasis on the summer split. Now, last year, summer split was kind of like a dud to me because it never had that world's qualification, if you win, you're going to worlds kind of thing. It doesn't have that feeling. But now, if you win the summer championship, you're going to worlds as the lowest seed possible. Let me just emphasize again. If you win the summer split, you are going to Worlds. And if you finish second and third in the summer split, you are qualified for the season finals, no matter what the CP or the pass results. So if you finish second and third, it doesn't matter championship points, it doesn't matter the pass results you have in winter or spring, you are going to the season finals, which is kind of huge, which makes the summer finals all the more important, all the more tangible. Now it feels like you win, you go to Worlds. Now you feel like you do something, you finish well enough, you go to championship points. And it also not going to screw a lot of teams, which makes like summer split, it can't be excused. You have to go for it. You have to go all in about it. If you make top three, you're good. You're good. If you win, you're going to Worlds no matter what. You make it to season finals, of course, but you're good no matter what. And if the two teams ended the year with the same amount of championship points headed to qualification for the LEC season finals, the team with the higher number of championship points earned in the summer will qualify. And then if they had held the same amount of points in the summer, their regular head-to-head qualifies. Okay, that's pretty much it. Preseason champion Q with the first patch of the season landing on January 9th. Only 4 days with the winter split. Oh, by the way, take a look at the date, everyone. Saturday, January 13th, everyone. Take a look at this date. Keep your eyes on that beautiful, beautiful day because that, my friends, will be the LEC beginning. Set your calendars, everyone. Of course, they have some LEC and ERL players to prepare, and they're opening up preseason champions Q on the special tournament that mirrors the pub BBE on the December 11th, which is going to be like 5 days from now, and put in the control environment. And it'll be open for the LEC and the first division ERL on the global the base and all this kind of stuff. So it's like some players from ERL and LEC will have to queue up and everybody else, even if they don't, I don't care. And then, of course, age limit, I think they mentioned about it. They will up the age limit from 17 to 18. And, of course, talk to the partner teams in recent age history to make the LEC explore like additional revenue opportunities. Well, yeah, just say gambling and all the alcohol stuff. Just say like you're open up for gambling and alcohol stuff. We don't lie. Don't lie. Just don't lie. Just please don't lie. And all that kind of stuff. DRLs will remain at 16. So that's fine. So anyways, here's the thing. It kind of sucks that the GSL are gone, but I like this kind of format. I don't know if there's a critique of this format, but maybe the smaller critique is like how the scheduling is going to do. Yeah, Pedro. They're shutting down Twitch in Korea. RIP Twitch Korea. I'm sorry. Anyways, let me just get on backtrack. The protection of the seeds is kind of cool because you're not going to see the same matchups in the lower bracket, which is kind of cool. I think maybe the issue is that, there's going to be some scheduling, of course. How will the scheduling proceed? Because my preferred schedule is like having 2 matches, like 2, and then you got 2 matches and 2 matches, and then you have to do this like you just can't do this like 1 week apart. You just have to do it like every single game for like every single game. So they're probably gonna like 2 matches on Saturday, 2 matches on Sunday, and then probably like 2 matches here, 2 matches Saturday, Sunday, and then you go do that like the winter stuff. So I think schedule is probably major. But I think this format is kind of okay for me. I think this format is kind of cool. It puts like now every team is qualified and now every team is put in this situation instead of like put it in a seed and then screwed over. So now